You know, it's just occurred to me we really haven't had a completely successful test of this equipment.
I blame myself. So do I.
No sense worrying about it now.
The Rock of Salvation, 107.1 KOUJ LP, Norman, Oklahoma.
KOUJ 107.1 FM, KOUJ.org. It is 8 o'clock, which you know what that means. It is time for our interview. Each and every week at 8 o'clock, we bring you the newest up-and-coming and latest, and also the legends that is rock and roll, Christian rock radio. And we're going to the phone lines now. KOUJ 107.1 FM. Who are we speaking with?
The Persuaded.
The Persuaded. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
You know, just
how you doing?
Doing great. Ready to talk to you guys about this brand new upcoming album you got releasing.
Absolutely.
Well, tell us about it. Give us a little insight.
Yeah, well, we started recording this album actually in 2016, and it's just been a long ride getting this thing recorded and finished. And we actually signed to Rockfest Records back in earlier this year, and they picked up the record, and so we are releasing it in early 2019.
Sweet. We are looking forward to it. So you guys, for the people that are listening who might not know who Persuaded is, you guys are a pretty heavy band with a lot of, like, you know, more than, you know, the so-called radio, but the good thing for you guys is, and for us, the fans, is KOUJ 107.1 FM. We play the heavy stuff where, you know, because a lot of Christian radio stations, when they say they're Christian rock, you know, it's like Air One and stuff. But at KOUJ, we're actually playing the real Christian rock music, like Persuaded and stuff, and a lot of Rockfest Records recording artists. So with this new album coming out, have you guys changed your sound any? Is it still heavy? Have you gotten a little melodic? Give us some ins and outs about the new album.
Yeah, well, so we have a good blend on this album. There's the really heavy stuff, you know, like To My Brothers and those kind of songs, and we actually re-recorded some of the old songs as well. But yeah, there's definite like rock tracks, some stuff that, you know, the stations that don't play the heavy stuff will be able to actually be able to play, and we'll be able to get some cool play. So. Yeah, it's definitely a good blend, and for the fans of the really heavy stuff, like they're not going to be disappointed.
Sweet. So with the Persuaded, when did you guys get started?
We started about 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and we started about 2010, and we just had several member changes, and yeah, just throughout the years have progressed and changed our sound up, and so we've been with this lineup since about 2015. Let's hope it stays that way too.
Right, it better stay that way. You just guys got signed. It's like, so you know, with Rockfest being a relatively new record label, what drawed you to Rockfest Records?
Well, we've known Joseph Rojas for a while now, and he's actually followed our career for several years now, and he just approached us, and you know, we love that guy, and he's just a really good person, and he's very genuine, and he knows a lot about this industry. And when he came to us, you know, he told us about, you know, how he's starting the record label, and that a bunch of our friends were going to be signing with him, and he was signing his own band, and he had talked about the partnership with Capitol for this, and the Sony Orchard and the New Day Christian and everything, and you know, so it was like, you know, all these huge you know, partnerships and businesses were partnering up with this, and you know, we know Joseph and his family, and we love all of them, and you know, we just couldn't think of a better group of people to be signed with and working with. And when he showed us the contract and we read through it and everything, it's, you know, it doesn't get any better than that. So yeah, we've just been enjoying every minute of it.
Sweet. Yeah, I love Joseph. He's definitely genuine. He's an awesome dude. With Rockfest Records coming out this year, they've already got Zana and The Protest, who's already nominated for big awards and stuff. And I've been telling people, I was like, yeah, look, if you are in a band and looking for a record label that is definitely, you got to hit up Joseph and Rockfest Records because he's doing the thing. It's like he's put a group of bands together that he's touring with and putting on the label. But one of the things that I really notice about this family, the Rockfest family that it is that, man, everybody is so Jesus oriented. And that's totally why I believe that's going to be the biggest record label, you know, in the future coming out for Christian rock music, because a lot of labels, you know, they're in it for the profits and everything. And with Joseph, you know, he's in it for the souls. So I was really excited when I seen you guys got signed up and got hooked up with him.
Yeah, and it's just such a solid lineup, and everyone on the label is so supportive of each other. And there's no, like, competition or anything like that. Like, everyone is just super genuine and super supportive. And, you know, we have some of the best talent, in my opinion, in Christian rock. I mean, you have The Protest, you have Zana, you have Amongst the Giants, Seventh Day Slumber, Random Hero, Silverside. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just such a fantastic line of bands. And
it really is. You know,
I agree that.
Go ahead.
I think that Tooth and Nail, I think it's going to be like, Rockfest Records is going to be like the new, like, Tooth and Nail, you know. Like, I feel like it's just going to keep growing and growing.
Did you take the words right out of my... It's like you listened to my show. That's the exact same thing I said. I said,
really?
Rockfest Records is the new Tooth and Nail. You know, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, Tooth and Nail came on, took over. I said Rockfest Records is the new Tooth and Nail, except with I said the thing about Rockfest is that, man, just by knowing Joseph in his heart is like you have to be God anointed to be a part of his stuff. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So that is amazing.
Right. He's looking for real artists that are really, you know, out for souls and out to reach people for the kingdom, and that's what we're doing. You know, we're out here, you know, making these albums that are, you know, real struggles for real people, and offering us, you know, hope and everything through Jesus Christ, and that's ultimately everyone on the label's goal. So we're just really excited to be a part of it.
That's awesome. So with the Persuaded and you guys, so give us a little insight about what 2019 is looking like. I know you're going to be releasing an album. Have you already like started booking shows? Are you ready to hit the road with the new album stuff?
Yeah, at the moment we're just working on different things, and we've been in talk about different tours and things like that. Right now, we're just in full swing to get the album done. We've actually been doing several things this week, and this interview is one of them. And we're shooting a video and just doing different things like that, you know. So we're just preparing to get the single out and to everybody and start getting this album prepared to release. And we'll be the first Rockfest Records release of 2019. So,
sweet. So what you're telling me is, let me see if I get this right. Rockfest Records is releasing it, but KOUJ 107.1 FM is definitely getting their copy to push this song?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to make sure I'm hearing what I'm hearing. You know, we got to get that record release out here so we can start playing.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll definitely have a single for you guys, and as many as we can.
Okay, since we're talking about the new album, and this is like a real secretive album, I know you guys are giving out little teasers on it and stuff. And for the people listening tonight, I tried. I mean, I even texted guys earlier, thought we could get like a quick song release. For those who don't know the music industry, even though the bands have the song, there's still a lot of red tape when you can release songs. So I tried to cheat it. I tried to get a new song out of you guys today, even though I knew it was a long shot.
Yeah, well, if we would have done that, we'd probably get in a lot of trouble, unfortunately. So, yeah, I mean, we're just as excited as everyone else to get this thing out. I mean, we've spent so much time on it, and we're just stoked that the label finally has it, and it's finally, you know, preparing to be released.
Did Jeremy, did he work on it?
Jeremy?
Yeah, did he do any mixing, mastering, or anything? Or
No, actually, we actually recorded with a guy named Dathan Connor.
oh, cool.
Out of Nashville, and he plays for like Spoken and Manifest and different people in the industry, and he's just a really cool guy and really talented producer, and he actually he produced it and engineered it and mixed and mastered it. I mean, he pretty much did it all, and he did a killer job.
Sweet.
So everyone was really impressed when they heard it, and so everyone's stoked to with the label and in the band. We're just really excited to get it out and for everyone to hear it.
That's cool. Well, since you mentioned Spoken, we haven't announced this yet, so I guess this is a good time to probably announce something for all the people listening. Our Block Party 2, last year was the year we kicked off the show and pretty much the radio station to the rock music and stuff, and we had our first block party with bands and stuff. And this year, June 1st, we've already got a Spoken locked in to play the block party here at the radio station. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, nobody knows that except for my producer and station manager kind of looking at me like, oh, yeah, just go ahead and throw that out there. See, that's the way you do it. You kind of do it, and then you go, oh, man, I'm sorry about that. So you think Joseph be forgiven if you like releasing songs? I'm just messing with you guys. But it is so cool to be talking to you guys tonight. I'm really excited about this new album and stuff coming up with you. But right now, though, since we don't have the new music, we're going to go ahead and play Save Me real quick and let the people who may not know who the Persuaded is, give them a little taste of some of your older stuff. And we'll be right back to the interview. Right now, this is the Persuaded with Save Me on KUJ 107.1 FM, KUJ.org.
I admit I need you, please, God, save breaking into, and I admit I need you. Please, God, save me. Please, God, save me. And I'm breaking into, 'cause I admit I need you. Please, God, save me. Please, God, save me. Oh, please, God, save me. Please, God, save me.
KUJ 1071 FM, KJ.org, the Persuaded, Save Me. Got them live right here on the phones. Guys, man, I love that song. Let's talk about that song real quick. Where did it come from and why was it written?
Okay, so fun fact actually is that song was actually re-recorded for the new album.
Really? See, I told you we was going to release something tonight.
What?
I told you we was going to release something tonight.
Yeah, but, so that one was re-recorded. So if you like that song, then it'll definitely be on the new record and sounds so good now. We're really excited. But that song, I just wrote that I wrote it kind of like a mix between stuff that I was going through and stuff that other people were going through. And it's just about basically living in a broken home and dealing with, depression and suicidal thoughts and tough things like that. And basically just, crying out to God and admitting that you can't do it on your own, and just surrendering to Him.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. He's just saying, you're just screaming, God save me. And I think so many times in life we try to do things on our own, and that's all we have to do is just scream out, God, save me. I'm right here. And, that's a great thing about the God we serve is that, He is right there. But it's usually us that gets in the way of it and we don't call out. And so what a great song. And it's just like an anthem of saying, you know what? I'm giving up all of me. I need you, so that was really cool. Definitely dig it. And can't wait to hear the new version of it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it does not compare to the old version. Like, the new version slaps.
Sweet. All right, so with every interview I do, as a fan of music and bands and stuff, I try to really get to know the band, not just the music end of it and where they come from with their ministry wise. So I use it at this part of my interview. So what is your Jesus moment? When was it when you said, you know what, I'm going to sell out everything I am and give it to God and become a Christian artist?
For me, I had been going through a really rough time in my life, just with family and friendships and relationships, and just in my personal life, and God really, He just kind of stepped into my life, and I just had this crazy experience with Him, and where I just kind of found my purpose, and I really felt strongly that He was telling me to, start this band and start doing music ministry and reach out to people that were going through similar things in their life. And so, yeah, I mean, that was about, like I said, that was about 2010. I just had this, realization that, I needed to do this, and I felt strongly. And so, I started hitting people up, to, band members to try to start this thing. And I hit Trent here up, my drummer, and yeah, we started this thing, and God has really used us since to do a lot of really cool stuff, and we've seen a lot of people, give their lives to the Lord, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Right. Where was that? Talk about, maybe there's that memorable time at the shows that somebody came up and said, man, you guys really made an impact that showed the ministry to them.
Yeah, it happens. It happens pretty often, actually, and I feel like with us, like we kind of preach a message at our shows that not a lot of other bands do, and we kind of call out real issues that a lot of people don't really touch on. It's kind of like Jesus loves you, good night, that kind of thing, or and different things like that. And for us, it's we really try to get deep into the details of people going through tough things and real issues like addiction and suicide and things like that. And so even I just can think of recently, we actually played a show a year ago, and a girl had come to our show, and she heard our message and she heard our music, and God touched her that night, and she actually gave up cutting.
Sweet.
And I actually just got a message from her the other night saying that I just want to let you know that I'm 1 year clean today from your from your show. I haven't cut since.
That is that's why we do what we do. That right there is like that's a praise report. A lot of people, when it talks about Christian music and stuff, and they're like, bands, they could go anywhere and do secular music, the fame. A lot of you guys out there, the talent that is in Christian music right now, with like you guys, the Persuaded and stuff, it'd be so easy to go secular, but the reward of being in a Christian rock band, especially a band like you guys that's really heavy, is able to go into places where kids wouldn't open up about their cutting or their addictions and stuff, but they'll open up, to a parent or to somebody at church. But they'll go to a show like the Persuaded and see you guys up there with your heavy sound, moshing and everything, and they're like, wait, these guys actually probably get me, and I think that's very powerful.
Yeah, and that's ultimately the goal, is just to offer a safe space to people when they come to our shows, that they feel comfortable with sharing, the things that they're going through, and they feel like, we want people to feel like they can talk to us, they can open up to us, because we're just normal people that have gone through the same things, and we can kind of offer some guidance, maybe some advice, or even just prayer and comfort for those people that have gone through those things, because we've gone through those things and have actually come out the other side, and that it is possible to do that.
Yeah, that's one of my big things that I love about Christian rock, the heavier the metal end of it and stuff, is that we're able to witness to a crowd that the church a lot of times don't open the doors to.
Right.
So, I think that's why it's important that a lot of the bands like you guys and stuff that do these tours get out there with the people and stuff, because like I said, there's a lot of hurting people that won't go to church because the church will turn them away. And if they can go to a Persuaded show and you're there with open arms, and that's where ministry happens. A lot of people are mistaken that a church is these walls, but the church is the people. And there's a lot of hurting people out there that need bands like the Persuaded out on tour that's going to talk to them, open up to them, and tell them about the gospel of Jesus Christ, that we don't have to be persecuted. You don't have to feel unwanted, that there is a love out there that we're able to share.
Yeah, somebody has to pick up the slack where the church is, missing the mark, and there are people, and you can have, there's great churches out there too that are, doing the same things that we're doing, which is awesome. But a lot of times there's people that just won't go to church because of their preconceived conceptions or previous experiences with other churches that are, that really hurt them and stuff. And I know, everybody in this band at some point has had, has been hurt by the church in some way, and so so we know what that's like too. But ultimately, God is amazing, and He loves everybody, and He wants to meet everyone where they're at. So when we go out and we play these shows and we release these songs, these albums, we're saying, hey, we want you to feel included. We want you to feel loved and wanted, and know that you have a purpose, because that's how God feels about you, and He loves you. And despite your previous experiences or what you may have gone through or whatever, God is ultimately a loving God, and He wants you.
That's awesome. That's amazing. That's good stuff, man. Becoming a fan more and more just by talking to you guys. A lot of times, that's what I love about me. The show that I do up here is we play the heavy stuff, we play the rock music, but with the interviews, I love getting to know the person, where they're at, where their heart's at, where their ministry is. And I want to honestly say that I'm a bigger fan tonight than I was before we started this, because of sharing your heart and the reason why you're out there doing it. I can't wait for the new album to come out. Man, when you guys coming through Oklahoma?
As soon as possible. Whenever they book it. Yeah, somebody will book us.
We need you here. We need a Persuaded show.
We have a really cool radio station playing us right now, so maybe somebody nearby.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I think you again, you're speaking the gospel. The cool thing is, though, if you do come through Oklahoma, one of the reasons why I call this the Backstage show, because we are hooked up. We're right next to a stage and everything. So if you come through, you could bring your gear and stuff, and we could do like a live set right here at the radio station. So if you ever come through Oklahoma and you're anywhere close to Norman, man, hit me up and come into a live interview and bring some of your guitars and stuff in. We'll do some live music here live on the radio.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that would be awesomely cool for sure. Again, thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us for the last 30 minutes and sharing a little bit about yourself. And really looking forward to this new album and you getting me that new single. But before I let you go, is it okay if I pray with you guys?
Absolutely, yeah.
Father God, we love you so much, and we're praying over the Persuaded for this new album release, Father, that you just hold it and guide it, Father. Let the words that go out to all the ears that are listening, Father, for the brokenhearted, and just let it be a ministry tool, Father, to bring people closer to you. And for the Persuaded, Father, as they've worked hard to put this album out, Father, I pray that you just honor their obedience and let this album go out and just hit it big, Father, so they can get out on tour and spread the gospel that you'd have for them. Father, we ask all these things in your precious, wonderful name. Amen.
Amen.
Again, thank you guys so much for being part of the show tonight. You guys got my number. When you're ready to release, just hit me back up. And, man, I'm looking forward to hearing it. If you got anything going on anywhere close, like I said, just hit me up and we'll help you guys promote it. And hopefully see you through Oklahoma pretty soon.
Absolutely.
All
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, man, it was an honor and a privilege. Thank you again so much. And so much.